Now, what custom EQ settings do I use for my 1000XM3 is one of the most common questions I got after I popped up that video showing you how to optimize the headset. Back then I just said, you know what, just leave it at flat EQ, it sounds the best that way, and let's move on to the next setting. But a lot of people weren't satisfied with what I said. They were like, Aaron, give me more, I want to know more about the EQ settings. But hey, maybe you missed out on my video showing you how to optimize your headphones through the Sony Headphones Connect app. If you want to see that video, you can click right over here. But today we're going to talk EQ. So before we touch the EQ settings, I'm going to need you to go into your phone's music player and make sure that the EQ settings on your phone is set to flat, because you don't want that EQ setting to interfere with what we're going to do with the headphones. So make sure on Apple devices, go into your music, the music settings, hit EQ, and make sure that the EQ is set to off. If it's anything else other than off, it's gonna interfere with what we're gonna do later. It would be kind of like trying to squeeze orange juice out of a watermelon. So make sure that it's set to off. Let's proceed on to the Headphones Connect app. Now we're gonna have to make sure that the sound position control and surround VPT settings are switched off, okay? So switch them off because they're gonna interfere with your EQ as well. Of course, this is a very simplified graphic equalizer, which is why it's so easy to understand, okay? So the bottom half is where you have your presets. You start off at flat preset, which is basically says you're off, right? And then as you scroll, notice how the graphic equalizer changes, right? So some frequencies get louder, some frequencies get softer. Now what I need you to do now is to choose a song. Now this song has got to combine various elements such as bass and vocals, but more than that, it's got to be a song that you are really familiar with. And that's very important because we're going to use this song as a baseline against which we equalize the headphones. Okay, the next thing we want to do is to wear the headphones. Make sure the right ear cup is on the right side, left ear cup is on the left side, and make sure that it's stuck around your ears, the ear cups, okay? So let's jump into EQ settings, but before that, play the song. You gotta play the song at a moderate volume level, a volume level that you're comfortable with, not too loud, not too soft, just nice, okay, like the Goldilocks point. This is a song I'm very familiar with, I For You by Lunacy. It's a Japanese song, so I'm just gonna play it, okay, and then we're gonna jump back into the Sony Headphones app. Okay, next what I need you to do is to scroll through the different EQ presets to find the presets that you like the best, okay? So in my case, I think, yeah, bright sounds pretty okay. Now, it's important to take your time because you're gonna want to get a good feel of the preset before you move on to the next preset. Excited? Okay, this preset sounds okay, but it's a little more muffled than I like, because if you look at the top right hand corner, you see the clear bass icon over there. It's +8, so this means that clear bass mode is activated and it's like ramped up all the way, okay? I don't really like that. Let's head over to mellow. Now this sounds, yeah, it's more muffled than even the excited mode. Not really my cup of tea, but okay, let's move on. Relaxed mode. Yeah, this is like, okay. This is actually almost as mellow as mellow. Okay, vocal mode, I think it's pretty okay. Yeah, it's not bad, quite nice. Okay, let's move on to treble boost. Yep, obviously treble boost sounds a little brighter. Maybe too bright for my liking. It sounds almost shrill, but you know, maybe it's just me. Okay, now moving on, it's bass boost. Obviously this is boosted bass, right? EQ is flat, but clear bass is boosted to +7. Not my cup of tea. Speech. This can sound okay for certain genres of music, but I would mostly use this preset if I am big into like audio books or documentaries. You know, maybe you want to watch some Neil deGrasse Tyson speech. Okay, next. Manual, of course, you set your own custom EQ, but we'll go into that later. Same thing with custom 1 and custom 2. Okay, off. Now, personally, I feel that the off EQ, as in flat EQ, and bright EQ presets are good for me, as in I like them. I prefer these two EQ, but of course, you may have a different opinion because sound is a very personal thing. My bread can be your poison, and likewise. So if you feel that other EQ presets are more to your liking, go with those. There's no hard and fast rule here, okay? What if you don't like any of those EQ presets? Or maybe you're okay with the flat preset, but you just want to add a little more zing to your sound? Well, you can go to the manual EQ mode and make your own custom EQ. I would normally recommend this for more advanced users, like people who are familiar with graph equalizers. Now I'm just gonna hit the settings button and reset all my EQ because, you know, just for the sake of this video. Here you see the familiar 5-band graph equalizer. Just below that is the clear bass dial. Now, as much as possible, I don't like to touch that dial because that just adds and takes away bass from your sound artificially, and that usually is not a very good thing for your sound. So what we're going to do here is to, as before, play a song that we're familiar with and start from the treble, then work our way downwards, okay? So again, it's trial and error. It's always trial and error with EQ. So let's play our song at a moderate volume level, and then we'll start from the treble. Let's adjust. Okay, make it louder maybe. Yeah, maybe a little louder. And then we'll work our way downwards, okay, to the next frequency. Okay, maybe I'll just want it to be here. Maybe just a little higher. Yeah, okay. Now, next frequency. Yeah, I think we're good at like level +1. Now at the 1 kHz mark, I usually like to bring it a little lower to give my music a little more punch. Maybe this will do. Okay, so now we're at the 400 Hz bass frequency. Usually with bass, you don't want to go too high or too low. So let's work our way maybe like 3 decibels above and below the 0 mark. Oops, sorry. Maybe a little more bass. Okay, now at this point, if you feel that you want a little more resonance, gravitas in music, maybe just a little bit of the clear bass will do. Just a little bit. If you go all the way to max, you notice that it becomes very muddy, and this is not what you want, okay? So maybe just a little bit of a clear bass or none at all. For me personally, I prefer none at all. So there you have it. You have your manual EQ setting, and you can make a few more EQ settings for yourself. Maybe for different kinds of... Wait, let me just pause my music. Maybe for different kinds of content. Maybe for videos, you want a little bit more of a emphasis on speech, you can customize. Or maybe you just want a little bit more zing to your sound. When you're listening to classical music, maybe that can go to the custom 2 EQ setting. But whichever the case, you know, be free to experiment with the EQ settings as much as possible. But remember, the way that most brands approach EQ settings for their headphones and even speakers is to have their flat EQ settings sound as good as possible. So it requires very minimal intervention from the listener. These headphones are no exception. It already sounds great for most people at flat EQ settings, but like I said, feel free to experiment, adjust, customize the EQ to your liking. After all, everyone's taste in sound quality is different. So guys, thank you for watching. I hope this video was helpful. And if you thought that this video was helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share this video with your friends. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And remember to ring the bell to join my notification squad, because I upload videos every single week. And this is the only way you'll get notified. My name is Aaron. You're watching Aaron Design Wireless. Do support me on Patreon as well. And I'll see you again in the next video. Face palm out.